Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Oreo Plays Things. Today we're going to be trying a new game called Talos Principle. It's not that new anymore, but I haven't played it on here yet. But I have actually played it, which is different from the norm. So hopefully I'll be able to get through these puzzles pretty quickly and actually show off the game. But yeah, I just really wanted to play this game because it's really, really good, and I'm mad at myself for not finishing it yet. So this is my chance to finish the game and show you guys the game. Differing from normal, I will actually be shutting up when there's talking. I know, wild and crazy. And other than that, a little later on, once we have more of the areas available, we will probably be going on an Easter egg hunt. But for right now, let's just get this shit started. I don't know if there's any talking, so I'm gonna shut up for a minute. Alright, and we're awake. Welcome to the game. Let me just check something real quick before I step forward. Options. We want subtitles. Where are subtitles? There they are. Okay, they're on. We're good. And let me just check my speed. Turn that down just a little. My mouse has really high default sensitivity, so I gotta be careful.
Oh, child, you are risen from the dust, and you walk in my garden. Hear now my voice, and know that I am your maker, and I am called Elohim. Seek me in my temple, if you are worthy.
I'm gonna be really happy with the fact that I'm gonna be staying quiet when there's talking, because this game is just so goddamn beautiful to me. So I can just look around and stare at the scenery while he's yammering. But yeah, so, welcome to Talos Principle. That was Elohim. And if I remember, there's a first-person mode I can go into, and you can see what we look like. I'm just gonna give this a once-over to check it out. Third view, over the right shoulder. And there we go. That's us. We are called Talos. We are a learning robot, meant to be going through these challenges in order to, well, I won't reveal that yet. The game will do that for me in good time. Initiating program logic check. Okay, so these walls we can't pass through. Thankfully they don't hurt us, so I can smack into them and demonstrate this. There are things later on that will hurt us, and I will hopefully not be testing those with my face. This is a jammer. Jammers do exactly what you might think they do. Actually, no, they don't do exactly what you might think they do. They have nothing to do with music. What they do is jam these doorways open. Unfortunately, they cannot be picked up through the door, which I will demonstrate because that's a useful thing to know. You cannot pick up a jammer through a doorway. You will go around to the other side and take it. And if I were to get that over here, you also cannot take the jammer through these purple passageways, nor can you take any of the other items in the game through here. Woo, tutorial. That will hurt us. That is a wandering mine, and it will hurt us very violently. If we get too close, it'll start beeping. I think I can get close enough to demonstrate the beeping without putting myself in danger. Let's just listen. There we go, see? That's the beeping. That's the beeping that means it's looking for me. If I get too close to it while it's beeping, it will chase me down, and it is unstoppable unless you have a jammer. Be careful. Alright, next target, the turret. Turrets also want you dead. Turrets will also violently harm you if you are near them without jamming them. So, we'll jam this guy and move on with our life. Another very interesting tip, this doesn't come up until much later in the game, but it is immensely useful to know, so I'm going to tell you guys right now. You can actually, later in the game, lead the little mine balls into attacking the turrets. Like, the mine balls have set paths, but sometimes they're in the way of turrets and there's just like a doorway in the way, and if you can get them through that doorway, they will blow up the turret. This is a QR code. They do not do what QR codes normally do. They are messages left by previous players and or the tutorials. I don't know where I am, but there is something beautiful about this place. I will explore and see what I can discover. Let's see here. This, I believe, just leads back around to where that ball was, but since I took both of the jammers with me, I'd be kind of fucked if I went back that way. So we're just going to keep going this way. Nothing through these gates that I can get to. So it looks like we're heading down this hallway.
All across this land, I have created trials for you to overcome. And within each, I have hidden a sigil. It is your purpose to seek these sigils, for thus you will serve the generations to come and attain eternal life.
I would like to attain eternal life. Also, there does not appear to be a functional distance limit on how far you on how close you have to be to jam things. So, because I can, I'm bringing these jammers with me. And that turret has no idea. Now, anything over here? No? Just some fancy looking pillars and architecture? Ooh, what's the sign say? I find myself in a world of impossible architecture and inexplicable machines. I cannot fathom how it works, and I am terrified to put one foot in front of the other, lest I fall through the floor. Signed, One Without Faith. Well, that sounds interesting. Alrighty, what do we got in here? I'm ready for you. I'll jam you. I'll jam out. Alright, so more tutorial time. This sign signifies what sigil pieces are through this doorway. Obviously though, this doorway is not open. To open this doorway, we need more sigil pieces to do these Tetris locks. Yes, they are basically just Tetris puzzles, and I absolutely love them. On we go. Peephole. This will get us one yellow sigil, so this won't actually get us one of the ones we need to proceed through that doorway. We're going to do it anyway. As you can see right there, there's a jammer blocking that door, and we're going to want that jammer. So let's jam that door from this side and go and take it. That way we've got a little bit of extra tech to work with. Never a bad thing. Next up, we want to stop that guy from being a threat. So we're gonna just lock him as close to us as possible. Then we're gonna take this through. There we go. Now from here you can see the sigil. That is what we are in here for. And for a while, that's gonna be the only thing we're gonna be looking for, is the sigils of various colors. So if you see a Tetris block, yell, Blue's Clues or something like that, because that's what we want. Later on, there'll be more bonuses that we can find. But right now, that's it. Now, okay, that gate's not going to fall down.
You will not need this sigil to open the gate to my temple, but it may serve you in times to come.
So yeah, Elohim will make comments on many things in the game. If you're taking too long on a puzzle, he'll tell you, oh, maybe you should just come back to this later. Or if you get something early, he'll be like, you don't need that yet, but good on you for getting it. So, the game tries to keep track of what you're doing and, let you know that you're actually doing something of relative importance. Which is nice, I think. Only the two of us. This is the first sigil we need for getting into the temple. Although I don't remember hearing him call it the temple until just now, so who knows. Alright, we've got one jammer. Let's see what's over here. Death? Nope, just another jammer. Okay. So now we get to learn about jammer stacking, which we kind of already learned about when I was messing with the turrets and the mines. But jammer stacking is essentially just putting one jammer on a door and then going through the other side with another jammer to block it off so you can pull both of them through. It is immensely useful. Don't shoot! Okay, we're cool. We're cool, bro. Boom! Another sigil down. Easily peasily.
The shapes you are collecting are not mere toys.
They're not?
They are the sigils of our name.
Whose name?
Each brings you closer to eternity.
Eternity sounds like a nice person. But I'm gonna do my level best to make sure that the sound is actually audible in this game, because I really love the soundtrack. Okay, there's no rhyme or reason for it. I just really love the soundtrack. A switch out of reach. Okay, so you got a mine floating around over there. We got a turret pointing at our face there, but I think we're allowed to walk by without getting hurt. Yep, no beeping. And then that switch will turn off the turret. So that's another new mechanic. They introduce stuff relatively fast, although later on you'll get like one new thing per like 5 or 10 levels, and then you'll have to, you'll get a bunch of levels where you learn how that new thing works in every possible situation. But that guy's off now. He won't bother us, so we're free to take this jammer. I don't actually know if it's possible to switch turrets back on. I haven't exactly tried. There's not really much call for it. Just block him right now. Don't want him in our way. And easily peasily again. That is actually much easier than I remembered. Oh, okay, good. They do have that still. I was wondering why any of the gates didn't open before.
Only one more sigil is needed.
Only one more sigil is needed to go through, which is funny because there's 3 sigils in this area. So we're actually already ahead of the curve. Outnumbered. So I see a turret, I see a mine, and what else do I see? I see a lot of destroyed architecture, which makes me sad. But we are going to just get that bouncing mine out of there, so that we only have to worry about the turret. Now that mine can't go back through that door. So he is completely incapable of reaching us. Thus we can block off that turret, and this hallway is safe for us to travel. In fact, mines can't even see you through these walls. Doesn't matter if you're right next to it, it does not even know you're there. So we got that going for us, which is nice. Now we are able to enter the temple. We are not yet entering the temple, though, because there are still more sigils to collect. And there is almost never a good reason to wait to collect a sigil. Striding the beaten path.
You do not need to collect all sigils at once. You are free to return to this place whenever you choose.
Yeah, Eloin can be kind of a negative Nancy sometimes. You don't need to collect everything at once. Fuck you, Gramps. Of course I have to collect everything at once. I'm a gamer. He doesn't mean any harm by it. And I apologize if the camera's swinging around a little wildly. If it becomes an issue, I mean, I'm doing this, in sessions, so I will be putting up a bunch of these at once. But if it is an issue for anybody, please just let me know, and I will drop my sensitivity some for future sessions, because I want to make sure as many people can see this game as possible that haven't already seen it, because it really is just an incredible experience to watch and to play, and there's so many cool things about this game. I love it.
Perhaps this trait will serve you well in times to come.
So yeah, Eloin can kind of be a negative Nancy, but as I said before, he has a response for just about anything. So now he's praising us for being so utterly incredible. Now it's time to do a sigil lock, and before I do this, I just want to mention, anybody who is averse to spending money, but wants to have something to do with this game, there is a game on Steam called The Sigils of Eloin. It's connected to this, and all it is just like 100 of these sigil locks. And they actually get really difficult, and I had a fantastic time with it, and you unlock things in Talos Principle for completing these sigil locks. So right now, if you look in the top left where the little star is, how it says 3, I'm not supposed to have any yet. But because I'm playing on my normal account and I've already played the game, those stars are actually from the Sigils of Eloin. After you complete all, I want to say 40 puzzles in each of the 3 sets, you get a code to unlock the star in this game. So there's 120 puzzles, and for each set of 10, you get an award. The first award in each set is a QR code. So those QR codes that can be placed that you can see in the game, they will give you, there's randomly spawning buckets of paint that you can use to paint your own QR codes. And for beating the first 10 puzzles in any set, on the sigils, you will get a special QR code you can lay down. The second one is, I don't remember, possibly another QR code. The third one, I really don't remember what the middle two are. I'll check those for next session though. But then the last one, after you complete all 40 in all 3 sets, is stars. So now that's out of the way, the first sigil lock. Obviously this one's going to be really simple. It's just, set shit down. Hey, why didn't you lock? There we go. So all you have to do is fill in the board, all tiles, with the given Tetris pieces.